Hello guys, how you guys doing? Yeah, so it's another new week and here with us. So today is President's Day, so it's a bank holiday. And yeah, how are you, CJ? Yeah, so welcome. Thank you for it's nice seeing you. I hope you're fine. So today is President's Day, and so it's also a bank holiday. So if at all you are trading today, you need to be conservative in a way. And whatever we are having here is that we really opened. I mean, today we're having new week opening up, and above price, I'm only having that fair value gap. So let me remove these execution marks. Yeah, so they're making my chart dirty. So it's a new week, and yeah, so there's what you're having. So on the daily time frame, yeah, so on the daily, you're having this, and slightly above the consequent encroachment, I'm seeing we are having this. There's also an old new week opening up. Yeah, so February 9th and February 6th. So February 6th, February 9th, new week opening up. So it's a old new week opening up. And so it's slightly around the consequent, I mean, the fair value price. That's the equilibrium. And slightly below it, I'm having this CB here, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Yeah, so the difference between these two candles. So one straight pass, then the wicks do not touch right here. So there's candles low and there's one's high. So that's a fair value gap in form of a CB. So for H, so we trade to this fair value gap, and it's really interesting how last time when we were talking about all of these, so I was saying I want to see this upper one left and fill, then there's one price to trade at the lower portion. And I was also talking about what, which law was I talking about? I think it was this law here. We're also having that gap, and we're also having this IFVG. So IFVG, this law, held price, fair value gap, BC, held price pushing it higher, but now we trade below it. So price trades back into it right there, and you can see that. Mm, on the hourly, let me see what we are having. So just that new week opening up right there. So I want to remove the marking, and also we're having this small CB here on the hourly. If you can see on the hourly, we're having that small CB. Uh, so we kind of trade into that level, and we left it. So this sell side, this low here, we yet to take it out. So now the bellwether chart, 15 minutes. So this is now where we get every information that we need. Okay. So what happened? We opened, gapped higher, and this level has really been holding price for quite a while now. And as we are trading here, I know that those guys were treating this level as a what? As a support, but then we've taken out these lows. So any sells, any liquidity resting below these levels, taking it out. And now we are trading below we are yet to take out this low. Yeah, that is, we are yet to take out this low. So with that, we had the 8:30. This is when the news embargo lifts. Then 9:30. Yeah, this is now the real time that we normally deal with now. Uh, this sell side. So 5 minutes. Hmm, okay. So we're still having this low here. And also today, to me, today is not a really good trading day because of so many things, okay, in the underlying market. So being that today is a bank holiday and also uh, we are opening inside the new week opening up. So whenever I see something like that, I make sure I don't do anything funny. Yeah, because most of the time, whatever I want to see price do, it won't be doing that. So let's say we close right there on Friday and we opened here. So now there's our new week opening up. Friday 13th. Sunday 15th. So we've taken out that low. Yeah, so right there we've taken out that low. So we are really oversold. So we're trading below the true day open. We're also trading below the 8:30 open. We're also trading below the 9:30 open. And we're also trading below the new week opening up. So this is what we are having. And now we've taken out that low. So I want to see what's going to happen. I'm waiting to see 950 1010 macro, what it's going to do. So is it going to continue lower or trade back into this level? So again on the 5 minutes, can see there's a small fair value gap as you are taking out this low. Okay, so in as much as we are still trading on the early day of the week, so today being Monday, I'd say that I'd really love to see price at least uh, give us these highs. Okay, so this high here, this buy side, some relatively equal highs. Relatively equal highs. Top. So maybe not today, but then I'd really love to see these levels engaged. Yeah, maybe later in the week, if not today. But I'd really love to see this level here engage because there's it's some smooth level. So these highs here. So the retail logic, the retail mindset, they do see these levels as a resistance level. So because price really spent too much time around this level, failing to check out these highs, so they treat this level as a resistance. Okay, yes, they do work for a short period of time, and again they'll be anticipating if price turns into this level again, they want to short. But then for us, we want to make it jagged. Maybe some other day, some other time, if not now, but then some other time. So we've taken out that low right there. So 2 minutes to 10:50. So again on the 15 minutes. So there's what you're having on the 15 minutes. So price has really left so many imbalances in price. But then I really love this one. So let me see the hourly. Wow. So the hourly is closing the next 10 minutes. but then we've taken out this low, so we've saved that low. We've already taken out that low, so on the 4H again, really nothing. This low, can we trade back into this low? So also the 4H is closing the next 9 minutes. So most of the time, Monday trading should always be used as to give you more insights on the week. Okay, so like as I stay normally says, use Mondays. I mean, don't also if you're a newbie, don't trade Mondays. Use Mondays trading for insights. Okay, for the coming days. So you just sit still on Monday, see what range it gives you, and then after that, what next? Come on Tuesday, look for one pool of liquidity to be taken out if it's previous day's high or previous day's low. Then from there, start framing your trade setup. Okay, so that's what it normally says. That's what it normally talks about. I'm not really sure, but I believe this level then during this week, because also I don't feel like I can trust this high here. So this high here, I don't feel like I can trust it really. Maybe it can hold for today, but then the other coming days, I don't know. So right now, 950, 1010. So this is what we are having. So after taking out that low, this is what you are having. Uh, really gave us a small fab BC here after breaking above this, and it's only also violating all these small low probability order blocks. So if it's going higher, what's the draw on liquidity? So I know that those people were already long, but then good for them. So I also have in mind that around this price level, so there's two lines here. There's some key PDRA. Okay. So there's two levels right here. So that's our new week opening up low, that price level there. So also on the 5 minutes, we're having this run on stop. So it swept that low. It's giving us a fair value gap here. And we really had this small fair value gap here as we are taking out this low. So we've trailed above it. But then on the 5 minutes, just see what you're having. On the 5 minutes, there's really no resistance. Okay, so no order block here. Yes, there's two levels. So this level and also this CB here, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So only those two levels. So on the 15 minutes, again on the 50 minutes, it's really smooth. So after taking out this low, so I need to add this to be sell side daily, sell side liquidity. So again, on the 15 minutes around this level, I'm seeing this fair value gap here in form of a CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So also above price, remember, around here we're having that hourly, daily fair value gap, daily CB. Yeah, at this level, you're having that daily fair value gap. So I'd really love to see how price will be reacting to this level. Yeah, so I believe at a certain point we'll be coming to this level. So I want to check what we're having on ES. We're also having just the same thing here, the same idea. So this one also can see we're having this high, this one, and also this one that failed take out this. And so we've just been trading around this level. So I'd say I love that. So yes, 30. Also we have this. Wow. that one for the DAO. Okay, so we're having that. So there are those guys who are long in this. And I've also forgotten to highlight first presented fair value gap. So from 9:30 here, I really love this one. This one is really small, but then this one for 9:42, this one will be the perfect one for me. So I'd gladly call this the first presented fair value gap. So remember now we are trading inside these two levels. So for me to have that full confidence that I really want to go higher, I really want to see it go higher, then I really need to see how it's trading inside this level first. Yeah, because once can afford to break above this level, then there is not only going to be the draw of liquidity, but then this level here, I'd really love to see us trade into this level. That is once can break above this. So if at all I had the bullish bias and I was really not sure if I can afford to take a trade inside this level, then I'd just simply wait for it to break above this level. And as it's doing that, I'm really watching. I'm really watching how it's going about these levels here, the quadrants that I've highlighted. So as you guys can see, um, like I said, President's Day and also bank holiday. So it's really moving at its own pace. So you can see on the 5 minutes, it really did give us a fair value gap here. So because it's really slow, I'd really love to use if at all I'm to go long, um I'd really prefer to use the 5 minutes time frame. Okay. So the 5 minutes time frame, whatever we're having here, we're having this fair value gap here. So I'd really love to see this one left unfilled, but then there's upper one, and also there's a suspension block. So suspension block is simply a fair value gap whereby we are having a volume imbalance on both ends. So to the upper part, we're having a fair value, a volume imbalance, and also to the lower part, we are also having a volume imbalance. Yeah, so I don't want to see price trade into this lower one, which it might. So if at all it's going to trade into this lower one, then just the upper portion, upper quadrant. That's all I want to see it trade to. So above this midpoint here. So that is only if we are going to have a pullback. But then all in all, I want to see this level left unfilled. But then trade into this upper one and then maybe push higher if it has the ability to do that. But then if we can trade and close below the lower quadrant of this, then we are really going lower, lower, lower. So today I'm not in a hurry to do anything. And if at all you're in a hurry to do anything, then just understand the conditions we are trading inside right now. Yeah. So still, why this mark? So someone might be asking himself or herself, why am I having this annotation, these levels inside this? So I'm simply trying to identify if this market has the ability to break above all these quadrants, so all these levels. So for instance, right now, we have just traded into the main threshold, I mean the consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap. So midpoint of the new week opening gap. Yeah. So see the way we just wicked into it. So if we do something like that, then most of the time anticipate to see it trade back into the lower portion, like it's doing that there. And if it really was just trying to trade into this level, then trade lower, then still we are going to know. But then, like I said, I want to see price trade back into this level here. So there's a suspension block on the what time frame? On the 5 minutes time frame. So on the 5 minutes, like I said, again, right here. So let me just remove all the markings and show you. So this lower fair value gap, I want to see this left unfilled. So I'm going to treat this as a breakaway gap. That is if at all we are coming for this level. So this level is really smooth. So if at all you're coming for that level, then I don't want to see price trade into this lower portion. But I'm also watching time. I'm also looking at time. And remember also we've tried into this CB here, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So that's a classification of a fair value gap. So I'm looking for sensitivity inside this. I want to see how price trading into this level. Yeah. So I can see there's some sensitivity. So remember also, like I said, there's a suspension block. So fair value gap with two volume imbalances. So volume imbalance on the lower portion, volume imbalance on the upper portion. That qualifies to be a suspension block. So this level, we've really traded into that and right there. Yeah, so I really love to use the 5 minutes chart because with the 1 minute, we've really done a lot. So from this level, we've really done a lot. So there is our fair value gap. So ask yourself, if at all, after taking out this low sell side liquidity, and we get this nice run, okay? So price was trading back into. So also remember this is a new week opening. This is a higher time frame structure, price structure, okay? So no, most of the time, uh, whenever you're battling, okay, this low here. So comparing this low and this new week opening gap. So which one is likely to hold? So that's why I was saying if at all I want to go long, then I have to see it break above this high. And once you can afford to break above this high, then I want to see it run into this level. Not only this high, but then this one. And also that fair value gap on the daily. That's CB. But first, let's see how it's reacting to this. So if it's really going to be bullish, if it's really going to go for those levels, then I don't want to see it trade and close below this fair value gap here in form of a BC, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So like I said, I want to see this remain unfilled. So you guys saw me draw some levels here, and so I was saying I want to see it uh, not trade below the midpoint, the 50% mark. Yeah, so that 50% mark, if it can do that, then just know that now we are inverting this suspension, this fair value gap, and we'd really love to see lower prices. So that simply means that this level here, we left it, we've traded back into it, and now it's now pushing lower. And also remember on the 4H, this is what we are having. We are really having nothing to the downside that can really hold price, okay? So if at all we decide to continue lower, then this here, I don't know if I highlighted this, yeah, so just made a line here. So this will be the next target. But then first, let's understand what it's doing first before before assuming that it wants to trade lower. So let's understand what it's doing first. Yeah. So in here, this will be the determinant. So if this level can hold, we wanted to see it only trade into this one, but then this one left unfilled. So if it can do that for us without trading below this level, so if it can trade below this level, then any probability, any chances of it going into these levels becomes skewed, okay? So now that will be leaving those guys that already went long, wondering if indeed this level was really going to hold. So if at all we can break lower, then we'll be having two thoughts. But first, let's understand the narrative. So if this level holds and we break below, then now what? Also remember, in the next 12 minutes, 10:30, and we'll be expecting a new range. So 10:30. We'll be anticipating a new range. So it's doing that. It's really heavy and it doesn't want to really go higher. So let me now see from the 1 minute time frame what we are having. So on the 1 minute we are really so we trade into this new week opening up. So fell short of the 50%. So that's the consequent encroachment of that new week opening up from this low to this high. Yeah. Then we are really having this. So we were having this BC here. Initially it held price going where higher. Now we're breaking below it. And I can see really had that nice fair value gap and also this up close candle. And with the fair value gap, we trade into that, and now it's pushing lower. Now into this first presented fair value gap. So I also have in mind that I'm long, so Caleb is long. I also have in mind that the 5 minutes, there's lower portion, there's lower BC here. I'm also having that in mind because I'm really interested to see how it's going to close. Okay, I'm really interested in how it's going to close. So we've really closed on the upper portion. But then with this one, we've really closed lower. So in as much as I wanted to see this left unfilled, and we've really traded into it. So what next? Okay, so what next? You know, wait, if at all we now want to go long, okay, then we have to wait and see it break above this level now. But then we are going to be waiting for time. So if you fail to wait for time, so time is the determining factor here. So time. So anyone who went long right now, for instance, Caleb, uh, their stops are resting below this level, this low. And also they have the first presented fair value gap as their last resort also. So there's one here as their last resort. But then come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, so I understand everyone wanted to go long. So we've trained to that level, and to me, I'm just waiting for the next, how do we call it? So let me see the 15 minutes. Oh, come on. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, it's really bearish to me because we've traded into this fair value gap, and just see. So if at all I wanted to go long, then now it really needs to break above this level, this high here, for me to go long. So until it can break above this high to confirm to me a shift, confirm to me a shift in structure on the 5 minute, because I really love the 5 minutes price action on this today. So normally I use the 1 minute, but then 1 minute can be really confusing. So but then if we can break lower, then I'm just going to wait for the 10:30 for continuation lower. Yeah, because if at all you fail to catch the to see the 10:50, 11:10, 10:10, 10:10 one trading into that, then once you break lower, then it's just a continuation. But then time, so the next 6 minutes. So the next 6 minutes. But then let's say everything that I wanted to see, what if they don't happen? Or what if, for instance, I say that I want to see price not trade into this level if I was long. And now what is price doing? Trading into that level. And it's closing in the next 30 seconds. So if it closes lower, so why again do I still want to go long? I mean, because the perspective that the marketplace is giving me, so it's doing something that I really didn't want to see it do. So if it's doing something that I didn't want to see it do, why then should I still have that idea in mind that now still I'm anticipating for it to go higher? So now, for instance, right now, because we've trained to this level and it has really closed lower, so why then should I want to go long? So now for me to go long until we can afford to take up this high. But then until then, I'm now bearish. Yeah. But then also remember which day today is. Yeah. So let me take that out. And now the 5 minutes, everything I wanted to see on the 5 minutes, now not. But then if you're long until your stop is taken out, that's the only way you can be sure. That's the only way you can be sure. Okay. Mm, stopped. That's okay. I mean, it was obvious. Yeah, that was really obvious. So the first 30 minutes, not the first hour, yeah, the first hour, it was just trading higher into this new week opening up and fell short of breaking above the 50 point, the C of it, okay? It's just tweaked and we had that. So we allowed to see it trade into this one only. But then if it failed to close on the upper portion of this one, like it failed here, so it's normal. So anyone having their stops here, I don't know. But then I'd really love to see those this level hit. So in the next 1 minute, we are going to get something. So price might afford to give us a signature, okay? Let me remove that and use this one here. So if you took a loss, I mean, it's part of the game, part of the business. You shouldn't panic. For instance, with me on Friday, I really took some losses. So I went long on the CPI. Then the rest of the time I was trying going short, but then it really failed terribly. Okay, so it failed massively, and I just couldn't have it. Any more short was like forcing, so I just had to let it go. But then if I had waited for the PM session, then it could really have panned out like I wanted, no problem. Yeah, I wait for second entry. Yeah, remember you could always uh, wait for the second. But then on such a day, I'd really not advocate for you to, I mean, get short in here. So let's say we trade below the first presented fair value gap. And most of the time, as it's doing this, I'd really short right there. Yeah. But then on a day like today, I wouldn't be advocating for that. I mean, I can't afford to do that. Yeah, so like I normally say, whenever it reaches 10:30, so just snap your mind out of it. So with the with everything that has happened, let's say you are long and you see it trading back into your stop loss. So that alone is enough to take you back into that negative loop, okay? That deathbed, whereby you tell yourself, come on, this thing needs to go lower, higher, I mean, higher. It needs to buy. So you'll still want to go long. But then I normally say that put a timer or an alarm whenever it reaches 10:30. Just, I mean, prime your mind, okay? So if at all you have that mental exercise that I mean, an exercise for the mind that you normally do, uh, to remind you that now if I was doing this, then I now need to be doing this, I need to be considering this, then it's better if you do that. Or for instance, let's say someone might be doing push-ups. Yeah, so go do your push-ups and then come back. If at all you're doing squats, go do your squats and then come back and start afresh. So I don't know, but then just a matter, I mean, it's just a way of re-energizing, okay? Yeah, so that you don't go on tilt because it's normally easy. to go until whenever you're trading these futures markets, okay? Because the volatility is too much. So any sell stop. But then if I was the market maker, I'd really not engage this low first. So I'd really fail to take it out and then maybe push it high a little bit. But then because I'm not the market maker, so might still take out this low. So I'm still fine with that. Yeah. So remember, what I'm saying is that on a day like today, uh, I'd really not want to go short in here. So as it's trading back into this, I'd really love to just let it go, do its thing, and then the fact that we've taken out this low, so that simply tells you that any attempt of going higher has been skewed. Okay, so that simply means that there's new week opening up here, and remember it's a higher time frame PDRA. So like I was saying, it's a higher time frame PDRA, and we've really traded where at the consequent encroachment. So like I was saying, if I want to go long, then I have to see how price is going to break above that high first. So if it fails, so like for instance, see right there, the consequent encroachment of that new week opening up, we just hit the midpoint and we just wicked. So what does that tell me? That either we're trading back into the lower quadrants again, and then if it wants to go higher, then we need to start afresh and rebuild, then break above this high now with speed and distance to give us, I mean, to show us or to tell us that now it wants to go higher into this upper quadrant. So once it does that, that's when I can now start looking for higher prices and take it to this high and probably this new, I mean, the daily fair value gap above price. So I'm not going to worry about missing all of this. Why? Because I have to be sure that it really wants to go up there because there is a higher time frame PDRA. So that's it. So right now, because we've taken out this low, yeah. So we've taken out this low. So this is nice. And now what does that tell us? That so that simply tells us one thing, that it's really bearish now. And we are coming from a higher time frame PDRA structure, and it's just been doing this really small. So it's just moving lower and lower. So what happens that I still, so again, if I was the market maker, I still take it back into these levels. So from that high, so from this low to this high. So any pullback into these levels, and also watching this first presented fair value gap, which if I was the market maker on a day like today, I do something like this, trade above it, and then from there give a certain signature to now go lower. Yeah. So I'd really, if I was the market maker, I'd really do something like that. Yeah, because I can understand the retail mindset. So the retail logic, how they think. So right now, what are they doing? So this was their support. So this low here, market started trading her. So because they at these levels, they normally start going long. Okay, inside this level. So whenever price trades around this level, they have their limit orders right there going along their stops here. But then once you break lower, so what happens that support and what resistance, so they start going short. But then if I was the market maker, yes, I'll give them the hopes, and so they'll have that sigh of relief. Oh, now it's going lower. Yes, the market wants to go there. But first, after giving them that, so let's drive them crazy, punish them. Yeah, so drive this price higher, so they'll think that now I mean it really now wants to go higher. So again, others will start going long. So it's building, engineering liquidity. So others will start going long. So those traders that wanted to see it go lower. So once it does something like this, they'd just be wishing to see it now trade back into their entry levels and then mitigate their positions. So if they mitigate, so that is like entering break even. So once they enter break even, what happens now, we drive it lower. So it's like more of playing with the emotions. So it's more of playing with your mind. Okay, so it gives you, so because we also understand that you guys understand these things, so break lower, support and what resistance. So any pullback in here, so they are building their shorts. Okay, so they're going short because also those guys that have their sell stops. So sell stop is simply an order whereby whenever the market is trading lower, so once we break a structural level that was supposed to hold price and we trade below it, so those stops will be triggered into the marketplace and then enter short positions. Okay, so that's what will be happening. But then market maker, so their stops, where will be their stops be? So just around these levels. Yeah, so market maker take, I mean, flood the marketplace with those market orders. So there's sell stops, flood it with, uh, make them to be market orders and then drive them higher, making them think that now it wants to go long. So others will close their trades and start putting long orders. Others will be, so their stops will be there. So they'll just be praying to see it trade back into their entry level and then enter break even and then close the trade. But then once that happens, so it now trades lower. So has such a thing happened to you guys? So whereby you enter a trade and it fails, or it really plays with your mind. So by the time you are really taking, I mean, getting out of the marketplace, getting into break even and then closing the trade, that's when now it now starts going in your direction with speed and distance. And so you're like, damn, why did I do that? Why did I close that trade? So that's simply what normally happens. So again, don't take me on my words. Again, it's not like I'm trying to say that this is what it's going to do. But then if it can afford to do something like this, then that's all that matters. But then if it doesn't and it continues trading higher, then what did we say again on the 5 minutes? Yeah, on the 5 minutes, what do we have to wait and see? Maybe trade above this high first. Because inside this level, there's really a strong PDRA, new week opening gap. Yeah. So I normally say if you are battling between a bonza and a skinny person, yeah. So most of the time, who will push the other? It's obviously the huge guy, okay? So there's like the huge guy. And any low on any lower time frame, like for instance, this low here, this sell side liquidity. So sell side liquidity, we take it out, and then we come to battle this big guy. I mean, it's next to impossible, okay? So for us to, I mean, for such a thing to happen, then you need to wait for more information. So that's why I was saying I want to see how it breaks above this high, this level here first. So I hope you've learned something with that. So now on the 5 minutes, so let's see. On the 5 minutes, what are we having? So because it's been going lower, so there's up close candle. What's that? So most of the time, I'd really love to treat that as a what? An order block. Which type of order block? Bearish order block. And the most sensitive part, simply the low. open and the main threshold. Okay, so again, it's going to give us a fair value gap here inside the order block, bearish order block, and also a fair value gap. So that next candle, I'd really love to see it trade back into this fair value gap that it's about to give us in the next 1 minute and 30 seconds. Uh, so let's see the 1 minute time frame again. Is it the 1 minute? Nope. I want to see. Oh, sorry, that was the 15 minutes. Or okay, I'm going to check it again. So inside here, inside this level, see this fair value gap in form of a BC, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So it was supposed to hold price going where higher, but then the fact that we've traded below it, so any pullback into this level on the 5 minutes, I'm going to be watching this. Yeah, so that is only if it can afford to trade back into this level. So again, remember, whatever I wanted to see might or might not happen. But then if it doesn't happen that way still, and gives us a certain, I mean, something to work with, you can take that and go short with it. But then I was just saying, if I was the market maker, I'd simply do something like that. Know that that's what's going to happen. Yeah. So if like if I was the market maker. Okay, so anyway, let's see what happens. So we did that, and still 10:45. So 10:45. Remember, we are just in the next 5 minutes. We are starting the 10:50, 10:50, 11:10 macro. So 10:50, 11:10 macro. So again, if you're not, I mean, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. So that's the only way you can you can show support, okay? And also give me a like. So if you've not subscribed, make sure you do so, and I'll really appreciate your support. So subscribe, and thank you guys for the like. Yeah, so like I said, I'm transferring from streaming on TikTok, and again, most of the time, not like I'm going to really entirely abandon streaming there, but then I'm going to major on YouTube for now, okay? For now. So we're having that. So I normally say that continuation moves are normally the easiest ones to trade. In as much as to some, reversal moves are normally the easiest ones to for them, okay? But then again, I normally say that continuation setups are normally the easiest. So the easiest because you just have to wait for time and see what presents to you. So time, and then see where price trading. So does it give you a signature to maybe go short on or go long on? If yes, why not? Why not give it a shot? But then always accept that the risk is there. So make sure you use a stop loss. Make sure you're using a stop loss. So don't hear these are the guys that tell you stop loss are for kids, okay? No, stop loss actually helps. A stop loss will help you big time. So with this market, so there's your 30. We're still not traded into the new week opening up yet. So it's still below price, and it's really heavy. So also remember, there's one, two, three, four. There's four consecutive up close candles. What's that? That's a bearish order block. And right here, the only fair value gap we are having is this one and this one. So this one, I want to see it, most of the time I want to see it left and fill. Then this one, trade back into this. If at all it can pull back into this area, trade back into this, also into that order block, and then push lower into this. So this actually like the major draw on liquid. This is what's pulling price. Yes, or S&P 500. Um, yeah, so with this we've trained to that new week opening up. So the first time train into it, and then we had that, and it has really done that also. So with this, it's now tricky because we've trained to an area of into a higher time frame level, and if we can afford to break below it, then this low here will be the next one. But then until then, I mean, for this one, if I was to trade, I mean something, then I'd really abandon this because we've trained to this level the first time, the second time now. So let's see our NQ. So NQ, we are below the new week opening. So there's nothing. I mean, for us, it's not one hell. I mean, it's not that stressful. Yeah, this was really dirty. So this was the Friday's price action. It was not good. In as much as you are trying to go short, go short. So you see until the PM session. So if at all I was to try the PM session, then at least I would have tried some shots. Tin, tin, tin. Yeah, so like I said again, if I was the market maker, then still I'll push this thing into these levels. So preferably there's fair value, there's BC here. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So again, it's 1050. So 1050 right there. So can it trade back into this level? And again, like I said, it's not entirely, I mean, necessary that it has to just trade into this level and then just want to blindfolded. I mean, you want to go short just blindly, okay? Nope. What you need to do is simply wait for a certain price signature. So it's normally easy. So I normally tell my students that always just anticipate some things like this. So the 2022 mentorship model. So either it can be high, low, higher, high, break below, speed, fair value gaps, and any pullback into the first fair value gap. That's your entry shot, or it might be a high, low, lower, high, break below, and then something like this. So also remember, we are trading into this first presented fair value gap. So on certain days, just by trading into this, I would have gone short right there. But then on a day like today, yeah, so I did say that I want to see it trade slightly higher. Yeah, slightly higher. And then it has to give me a certain price signature first. Had you trade have you tried the shorts? No, 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 not yet. Now I'm still waiting to see a setup form. So every setup, every system normally has a framework. So framework, okay. So let's say if you are doing a project, you have to scale down everything that you need for that project to work, okay. So you have to write down some things down. You have to gather some certain things, certain items, and then from there you first build the foundation. So that's simply, I mean, every system has a foundation. So I do call it a framework. So my framework simply means, I mean, I'm waiting to see certain something happen, and then from there I want to see another thing happen. So if all these things they tick, then that's my confirmation. So I'll just go short. Once I see its form, I just go short without hesitation or reservation, without hesitation or reservation. So again, like I was saying, if you're new here, make sure you follow me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll really appreciate. So I was saying, if it were any other day, as it's trading into this one, I'd simply go short there. But then I'll say, like, because it's today, yeah, I'd still expect to see it maybe push a little bit higher. But then again, it might still plummet lower. But then to me, I'd really not trust this. I'd still want to see it do something like trade a little bit higher. But then price is price, the market is our boss. So whatever I want to see it do, that's not its concern. So it doesn't give a rat's posterior about my opinions, yeah, my views, what I want to see it do. It doesn't give a rat's posterior about it. Yeah, so you have to let it do its thing, do its bidding. So for instance, for me, if I don't want to go short in here and it gives the setup right there, so I'll just have to see it go without me. Yeah. So it's that easy. Yeah. But still, I'd really love to see it. So we'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait. So let me see what we are having on ES. Still the same thing. Mm, yeah, so I did say if I was to choose between which market to trade, I would abandon this because we are trading inside that new week opening up, and whatever it's doing here, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But then, provided it's going to run in sync with these other ones, then that's all that matters. Provided it's going to be in sync with the US 30 and the Nasdaq, that's all that matters. So it's like the stone that I rejected, that's what has been useful in price. Okay. So now 1050, 1110. So that's what you're having. And yeah, that's what's up, guys. So right now, mm, right now we want to see fair value gaps, and now it shouldn't trade above this level. So this first presented it as held price. So ask yourself the usefulness of these levels. So always make sure you understand how to use the first presented fair value gaps. So again, you see what I wanted to see has not happened, has not transpired. So that's good. That's good. Okay. So I wanted to see it push a little bit higher, but then failed. And I said, on such days, I don't want to use this level to go short. But then any other day, I would have done that. So again, because I have some of the strictest rules, I don't regret, I mean, not going short in here. So now we're having that fair value gap. So I said I want to see it give us a fair value gap, and it has right there. Okay, it has given us a fair value gap right there. If you are short and the first presented fair value, where will be your stop be? Or my stop, if I was to short there. Mm, Let me see the 5 minutes. So on the 5 minutes, you are really having these two fair value gaps. So there's lower one and there's, so we're having this fair value gap and this upper one. So my stop will be, because I'm also having this suspension block just above the suspension block. So I don't know if that would have been too much. Just there, 377. That's too small. That's too small. Three around four. Or even if you put it at this high, 653, and you target 1 to 2. I mean 653, you target around 1200. That's still okay. But then I would have placed it slightly above there. So there's orange level, there's suspension block slightly above it. Yeah, so I was talking about this for BC. So you're having that. So immediately we break below this level, then it's now game over, and we're now just going to rush lower. Yeah, so again, like I was saying, if you're not subscribed, uh that's all I would really ask for. Just subscribe to my channel, and yeah, that's how you support me. Just subscribe, and I'll be going live, and you guys will be getting some packs, okay, in here. So also remember, until we take out this law, that's the only time you can be sure that we're now really leaving this. So because it has really been doing this, so there's normally something called IOFED, institutional order flow entry drill. IOFED, institutional order flow entry drill. So now we want to see how it's taking this law. Also remember, it left as a small fair value gap above here. Small fair value gap. So I can see we're having also a tiny volume imbalance. So this one, I normally say this is one of the strongest and also the weakest of all the stupid arrays that talked about these levels here, these volume imbalances. Normally one of the weakest and also the strongest of all the STPDRIs. So again, until we take out this law, that's the only time we can now be sure that we are now leaving this range from this low to this high. But then still, if we fail to take out this law, still remember we can trade back into this level. Yeah. And so with that, we're going to have these relatively equal lows. Yeah. Bottom left. Yeah, so this low and this one. So let's see what the other side is doing. So with this, we've taken out this low. So this is nice. This is wonderful. We've taken out this low. Okay. See if with NQ is still we were having these levels, tray higher end. With NQ still we've not taken out this low, but with S&P 500 we've taken out this low. Or yes, and the Dow also we've taken out this low, and it's really heavy. Yeah, it's leading. So the Dow, US 30 and S&P 500 leading. NQ still lagging. Still lagging. Yeah. So you see, because of this is the reason why I was saying, because it's today, I'd really not go short in here. But then let's wait and see what happens. Oh boy. It's closing above that CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So let's see again. Mm. Yeah, so like I said, until we take out this low, that's when we'll be sure that we are leaving this line. But now we failed to take it out. So that means anything now can happen. Still, we can break above this high. Oh boy. Mm. Really now? So it's 11. So let me see higher time frame. What are we having on the higher time frame? On the 1H, there's what you're having on the 1H. Yep. So it's really bearish. It's really bearish. Mm. On the 4H. So we're having this, we've simply just taken out this low. But then I still believe we might. I mean, there's wick here. Just draw your projections. Midpoint, we want to see how it's trading into that. 15 minutes. Yeah, so 15 minutes, we were talking about this fair value gap here. In as much as we try back into it right there, again, we are revisiting it. And like I was saying, there's up close candle, and then we trade low with the fair value gap right here. We'd really love to see it stay at the lower quadrant. So from this candles low to this candles high, the midpoint, we want to see it close and stay below it. Yeah. And also the mean threshold of this order block. On the 5 minutes, we are talking about this BC here. And guys, I mean, come on. So if at all I was violating, I mean, my playbook, okay? So if at all I was to violate my plan and go short in here, so right now I would have wasted that contract. I mean, the contract that I would have gone short with. Because as we were doing this, I would have already scaled, let's say something like that. But now again, because we're still not taking out this, we're still yet to take out this low, and again it's trading higher. So I feel like it's normally important, okay, to understand which first presented fair value gap is going to hold and which first presented fair value gap is not going to hold. Yeah. So with those, I normally just tell my students. So everything I normally just specify to them, and they understand which first presented fair value gap is going to hold and which one is not going to hold. So for this one, if at all it holds, then well and good. Then you're not going to enter that trade. So you just have to let it go. Like I said, I'll just have to let it go without me. So did I get short? No. So now it's trading back into that level. Still this one. And we should not be closing where? Above the midpoint. Oh boy. And again, okay? So in all these happenstances, okay, until we can see how we're breaking above this level, that's when you can now start going looking for longs. So I guess that, I mean, I have one of the strictest rules when it comes to days like this. When it comes to days like today, I feel like I normally have the strictest rules. Because, guys, I mean, you guys be the judge of this. So, from which range are we? So, from this time, 9, 10:30, 9:30. So, from 9:30, this is the high and this is the low. So, from this high to this low, this is the only range we've had so far. So, even if I miss anything, yeah, even if I miss anything, I won't regret, because it's not like I'm losing anything. Yeah. So I feel like just sitting on hands on a day like today can be the best thing that can happen to you, that you can do to yourself. Sitting on hands on a day like today might be the best thing you can do to yourself and also to your mind. Yeah. And maybe just come during the PM session and look for something to work on with, to work on. So I'm just looking at this CB, BC, BC, BC. So the fact that we trade below it, so any pullback into it, I want to see it hold. So again, it's a matter of building your narrative. So this has to happen for this to do what to take place. So if this fails, then I failed to consider this. So to me, that's how I take. I mean, that's my perspective of trading these markets. And so also looking at time. So let me see the 15 minutes time frame. So 15 minutes, closing the next 40 seconds, 50 seconds. Remember mean threshold. We don't want to see it close at the above the mean threshold of this, and also this fair value gap. At least don't close at the upper quadrant. Upper quadrant. So upper quadrant midpoint and the upper portion. If we can do that, then low probability. So then any idea of going short might be skewed. So let me see. Yes, which was trading inside that price level. So this one was trading into that new week opening gap, and now it's doing this. So if at all, so the confusion comes whereby yes is really trying to this level, and we can see it has closed where above this CB here. So it's really, so with NQ also we've done that, simply done that, and now oh boy. So let's see. 1050 1110 done. 1050 1110. So 1050 gave us that, and then also the till 1110. So now we're having this BC here and held price trying to go higher. But now what next? So if you guys can recall the first drawing that I made, the first skewed diagram that I had, whereby I was saying if you can at all, you can go back to my recordings and see what I was trying to say. I was saying something like this. Yeah. So I was saying if I was the market maker, I'd simply do something like that. And right now, something like that has taken place. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So if at all you just have the patience, then whatever you're waiting for will just find you. They normally say seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. So this upper fair value gap, if at all you now want to go short, this upper one, I don't want to see price trade back into it. And again, we are trading below the first presented fair value gap now. Yeah, so just to show you guys something, let me just do that. And then let's say that there's upper fair value gap. We don't want to see price trade into that level. And then, so doing our projections from this low to this high. So I normally say that you must accept the risk. So the risk is always there. The risk is always there, and that's why you use the fair. I mean, use the stop loss. You have to put a stop loss in your trades. So this low and this one, to me, that's relatively smooth level. And so this upper fair value gap, I don't want to see price trade into it. This lower one, yes, it might trade into this upper one. And this upper one has that first presented fair value gap. So let me remove too many drawings. So to someone, just this low, we have here written relatively equal low. So to someone could just be targeting that. So there's also a CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. But then still, I can allow for it to trade back into the first presented fair value gap, but not above this fair value gap here. So on the 5 minutes, really doing that. Okay. Yeah, so still remember, so we're priming our mind that might still trade back into the first presented fair value gap. Yeah. So we have that in mind. So to the point that even if we have that massive pullback into this level, we still would allow to see that happen, and we are still fine with that. But if now it comes to a point whereby it now wants to trade above this level, then it might as well just take us out, and we'll be okay with that. Mm. So around where we are now, we should now be expecting some large candles. Yeah, so something like large candles. Yeah, so if at all, because I'm also looking at time. I'm also looking at time, and it really needs to be doing something. So those large candles, either if it's going higher, well and good. Yeah, so that one there. So we are receiving large candles to the upside. Yeah, so that's why we're still having our stop just right there. Okay. So let's see. So if it takes us out, then still fine. So now time. Yeah. So this is our last resort, our last line of defense. This first presented fair value gap. So the way we are breaking above it, yeah, so that means we are really offside. And if it takes us out, that will be our only trade today, and it's a losing trade. And we'll call it a day. Yeah, so and right there, so 128. That's not a lot. So time does not, time is not on our side now because of, so it's now 11:30. So now we are outside time, and this has failed to hold price. So I'm now just squeezing it to, so if it wants to take us out, then it should do that. So normally with the way I put my stop losses, I mean normally it will take me out and then the next move start doing something, like, because I'm normally tight with my stop losses. But then I really wanted to see it just trade into this level, just this level, not above it. So if this closes and gives us a fair value gap, oh boy. So if we can break below this BC here, Then now this low here will be it for us. Yeah, so it has been really tough. So imagine pulling back till nearing taking us out, and then now doing this. So that's crazy. So my stop is just above the first presented fair value lookup. So it's now $85 risk. Yeah, so did that. Yeah, so now we're breaking below this BC here, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So it needed to support price going way higher, but now we've traded below it. So any pullback into it, you want to see it hold and push lower into this level. Oh boy. So remember, guys, there's also another setup. So if you fail to see this, then now we took out this buy side. So any trader that went short in here, and again, like I said, if I was to go short in here, my stop will be, if you can recall, my stop will be above the suspension block. So still, even if trade back, you will not. I mean, anyone went short using this will not be taken out. And again, in here, try getting short and there's deeper pullback. So this high, low, higher, high. We break below with speed and distance. Fair value gaps. I really love this. But then once we break below this low, and also we're breaking below this one. So also there's a setup. So 10:50 macro in the next 10 minutes, 13-ish minutes. So maybe we'll anticipate a pullback into this level, or once we break this low, then any fair value gap that's going to form in here might be useful. Okay, so I'm saying there's high, low, higher, high. So there's a setup. There's a 2022 IST model. So that low, because it failed to form in here, that's why I was not interested in going short in here. I was not interested in using this one. Yeah, because I know I know which days. Yeah, so I know which days the first presented fair value gap is going to hold, and which days it's going to trade above it. So on a day like today, it's going to trade above it. So that's what I was anticipating. So did you see me go short in here? No, I waited for that, and then as it's doing this, went short on this candle, but then I got triggered around this level. So three contracts came off, partials. So right there. So what I'm saying is that there is a 2022 ST model. So if you guys can just see it this way, then I believe you can be unstoppable. You can be a champion. Okay. So it's like uh, we are market makers. It's like we are market makers because everything we were saying, if yeah, so you and me, so like we were saying, if we were market makers, then we'll really love to drive it where. So you'll go back to the recordings and see what we highlighted. And did you guys see that? So we had this high, this BC I was saying, then hell price pushed it higher. Then now we're breaking below it to space. So there's small one, there's also 2022. And I said this first fair value gap, I want to see it left and fail. There's upper one inside the first presented fair value gap. I want to see it trade back into it. So as it was opening in here, I tried going short, but then it I got in once it traded when it was trading in here. So I wanted to get the perfect one, but then I failed. So after doing that now, break even. Okay. So break even because this level, I really love it and I don't want to see it trade above the upper quadrant. In as much as it has proven to us time and time again that it's giving us these deeper pullbacks. But then now this time I want to trust it. So there's 2022 CISD shifting. So there's what from this low to this, there's like a mitigation. So fair value gap. So this upper one I don't want to see it trade into. So I don't want to see it revisit the first presented fair value gap again. So if it's going to revisit it, then it's now going to do another thing. But for now, we want to see this level. So most of this low and this one, maybe push it lower, or if it has the wherewithal to trade into these levels, then there's fair value, there's BC here. That's my last resort because I don't want to see it trade back again into the first presented fair value gap. So the bulk of the position of and so in as much as I didn't want to trade, I didn't want to execute today, but then I was just going short because I wanted to show you guys how to think like the market maker and how to think like the smart money and once you see your setup, just execute and trust in it. So in as much as I was almost giving up as it was doing this because we trade above the first presented fair value. So I was almost giving up, but then still saw that it didn't take us out. So immediately this happened, you saw me scale it now into this high so that even if it will now wanted to trade higher, take me out then. Now fine. So now it's risk free and there's relatively equal load. We've engaged it right there. And now even on the 5 minutes, now we will just want to see it push lower, lower, lower. Also on the 5 minutes, we are having this BC, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. We've really trained to it, and so after we've left it, any pullback into this BC, that's that's good, and we don't want to see it trade above the consequent encroachment of this one. So if it does that, then that's where our stop is at, and it's at break even. On the 15 minutes, we're having that, and I still believe there's lows here. In fact, I want this one. Yeah, I want that. Hmm, I want that. So I'm just going to have to leave a runner, and I feel like we should now just call it a day. And if it trades back to our entry level, that's good. So okay, before we end, I mean, let's just do this. Let's wait for 10, 50, 11, 10 macro. So that's again in the next 10. So 11, 10. I mean 10, 50. 10, 50. Not really 10, 50, 11, 50. So, so the next 6 minutes, 11:50, and then midnight, the PM session lunch, not really advisable. You shouldn't be trading that session. Don't trade the PM session, okay? So, guys, on how, I mean, once you can identify your setup and you have the ability to just leave your stop at this high at the swing high, unlike me. So for me, most of the time, I don't, my stops are not placed at the swing high. But then for you, I advise that always put your stops at the swing high, yeah, to avoid confusion and yeah, just to maintain your mental capital, okay? Because using strict stop losses, like for my case, it's normally not advisable. So if you can just leave it there and just execute with a good size, okay, with a good size, just one short one, bread and butter setup. So once it hit this low here, you're done. In a good size, that will be the best thing that you could ever do. Yeah, because price has done everything you wanted to see it do. So why panic? Why panic? And always pay the trader, pay the trader, pay the trader. Oh, it's already PM. Yeah. And Caleb, where are you from? Are you from Kenya? I could say you are typo, no problema. No problema. Are you from Kenya? Or where are you from? I'm from Kenya. So my stop, I mean, the scale stop loss has been engaged right there. So that simply tells me that I now need to be done. And the 10, 11, 50, 12, 10 macro, I'm normally not interested in that during, trading that session, that macro. Okay. Yeah. So unless anyone has a question. Yeah. So with today, also no volume. Just look at the range we've been trading inside. Uh, let's see on the 15 minutes. The range we've been inside. So we opened here at 9:30. This is the high that was created. This is the low that has been created. So if you can see, do we have anything that, I mean, is this something that you can really regret? Not trading. No, even if I don't trade this, I won't regret anything. And like, let's say which day? Let's say Thursday. So Thursday is trading. At least if you fail, so Thursday I didn't trade, I was not on the market. If you fail to execute on such a move, you could feel like, damn, why was I not in the move when it was really bearish? And the idea behind the marketplace was bearish. Yeah, everything was confirming. So with this one you can regret, but then with this one, no, 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 you can't regret this. You cannot regret. Yeah. So with this you can't regret. Don't tell me you can regret. Not trading there, just sitting on hands. With this, just sit on hands, because you also understand today President's Day. Uh, kumbe ni Mkenya. Yeah, chapa shughuli bro. So with this, can't really regret. But then provided you saw something. So if you saw something, that's all that matters. If you didn't see anything, again, it's still fine to sit on hands. So again, it's trading on the first presented fair value gap. So also 1050 trading into that first presented fair value gap. Yeah. So time, price. But then I don't care what happens next, because already these relatively equal lows that I really wanted to see has been engaged right there. And now, still, in as much as it's trading there, I'm not interested. So maybe if I was trade, I'll simply wait for the PM session around 2:30, 1:30 New York time, okay? And oh, Caleb, oh, TGIF guy. Yes. By the way, I did confirm TGIF. I mean, your reasoning was it was making sense. So welcome. Yeah, long time. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, so again we are visiting that level inside 1050. First presented fair value gap. So I don't want to talk about anything that's going to happen there because already there's relatively lows have been engaged and there's pullback. I don't know. I don't want to be interested. I'm not interested in any of that. So guys, Richie, Richie Siengo. May they welcome Richie. And may also make sure to follow to subscribe. So itapanda tu kidogo 24,670. Uh, okay. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to look for you, bro. Caleb. I'm going to look for you. Uh, it's only that the account I used in texting you, I lost the logins. But then I think you're in my WhatsApp group, so I'm going to look for your contact and we're going to schedule a meeting, a meet, okay? Yeah, so you need to tell me everything you need to know about TGF as I also share with you some of the things that I know. So basically, it's not like I know everything. Yeah, so I always learn from you guys also. So we learn from each other. And all in all, just thank God. Okay? So till then, guys, it was nice having you all, and I really appreciate. Yeah, so normally when I made the decision to be streaming on YouTube, so normally I was having around one live viewer, but then right now at least it's making we are around three, so that's good. Subscribe unaweza pata link ya oh Richie. Yeah, so make sure are you in my Discord? So if you're in my Discord, uh perhaps you can scroll through and there's a link there, or you can just DM me on Discord or just any platform that you can access me, okay? And I'm going to share with you everything. Yeah, so uh um just one more thing. So this trading skill was not planted in your mind just for the purpose of it, okay? So there's a bigger calling. So if at all you're pursuing this, make sure you make the effort. So journal, yeah, understand how your model works, understand what normally happens. So if at all you normally use the first presented fair value gap, understand which first presented fair value gap is not going to work. Understand also which which one is also not going to which one is going to hold price and which one is not going to hold price. So and also it's normally advisable just huh, if at all someone has an idea that you really love, just invest in acquiring that knowledge, okay? So just make sure you invest in acquiring knowledge each and every single day. So each and every single day, make sure you're learning. Each and every single day, you learn new thing, okay? So we see that level trying to do that. So it's kind of sensitive to that price. Mm, now then, I'm not interested. So it's like we'll call it a day and we meet tomorrow. Yeah, so again, like I was saying, I started knowing that I was just going to be live streaming to just one person. But then today, going forward, I'm sure, I'm certain, God is going to talk into people's hearts and our streams will be filled with new people. Okay, so 1050, 1210. So we've trained to that price level, and we see that. So that's wonderful. In as much as it's having these deeper pullbacks. So if at all you're targeting something, just low hanging fruit objectives only. Yeah, don't target for larger ranges because it has proved to us that it doesn't want to do those large range moves. Okay, but then after taking out this low, come on. Now let's just wait for the PM session. If the PM session is also not promising, just wait for tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm going to send link, send the Discord link. Um, so what I need to do is that just check my okay, my YouTube channel or my you have my TikTok. You have my TikTok. I mean, there's a link there. Just check at look for the Discord one and then just log in. And also I'm also trying to put a link on my YouTube for the Discord one, okay? Or I think it's there. Or I think it's there. Just also check my YouTube. Maybe there's a link for Discord. So until then, guys, uh, let's meet tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow, and whatever happens here, we are not really interested. So if it now tries to go lower, which was our objective still, because we scaled our stop slightly there and we were taken out. So if it wants to do that, well and good. If it doesn't, if it wants to continue higher, still fine. So now that's out of our control, and we could only do what we could, and that's it. Okay, that's all. So that's like 1 to 2 R. That is only if you had your stop above that level. But then if you had it around here where I placed mine, that's like 1 to 3. Yeah, so 1 to 2, 1 to 3. So that's it for today, and I wish you guys the very best, and see you guys tomorrow. Peace.